turn that frown around. Bright side vibes bouncing all around. Hopes bursting out, laughter everywhere. Packed with pure joy, we're taking you there. Light mode, wonder we bring. Good times forever, hear us sing. Feel the beat. Flip your feet.
Gotta unmute. Alrighty then. See, the secret is we're all still live when we're playing that intro, everybody. And if we cough, sneeze, pass gas, laugh, or anything like that, you'll hear it. So listen closely every time we start off. Katelyn's been known to squeak one through.
Oh, no.
Anyway.
Oh, no.
Thank you guys for being here tonight. We are the LightMode Podcast. This is episode 12. Our theme tonight is gratitude. And we are here trying to help you flip your feeds, change your social media scrolling and account follows from the doom scroll to the hope scroll, and highlight content creators and other awesome channels and initiatives and people that uplift you, that educate you, that put a smile on your face, that make you laugh, that make you cry because you're so happy, that shine off, awesome mustaches and bling and glam. We've had all sorts of wild and crazy creators on here. That's the beautiful thing. Every week you don't know which way and which direction we're going to go. We have a theme every week, but pretty much each one of us goes in a different direction. And then we also have fun little segments like Fresh Feed and Matt's Manly Minutes and Brightside with Katelyn, where we talk about specific things and give you little interesting tidbits. Matt's stories are now infamous and legendary in our community. But I digress. My name is John. I am a husband, father, follower of Christ, teacher, musician, nerd, lover of food. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. And I am just happy to be here and happy that I have convinced these guys to come along on this adventure with me. So, Katelyn, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Katelyn. I am a mother, a wife. I love going live on social media. I've gone live on social media for the past, almost 10 years. So that's one of my passions. Love talking and connecting with people. Love things all sparkly, all makeup, and of course, gotta love Jesus. So
Have to. It's a must. It's a requirement.
Well, I am Matt. I am a husband, father, Christ follower, just lover of a bunch of random hobbies that I never find enough time to fully pursue. So, yeah, I mean that kind of sums it up.
I can relate to that.
Yeah, we were just talking about music before this and just nerding out on all the different artists I used to just scour the internet to find and listen to, and man, now it makes me just want to dive back into music and just keep exploring because there's so many creative artists out there. So
there's so many layers to you, Matt.
I'm a giant onion.
Yeah.
There's a lot of layers. Yeah.
There's a lot of layers.
I mean, I would have gone with cake, but you're like an ogre, I guess. Ogres are like onions.
Yeah. An ogre.
He got the reference of where I was going. So
yeah, he's saying I look like Shrek.
I missed the white T-shirt memo though, y'all. Y'all didn't inform me.
It's not white. Mine's like baby blue.
Oh, it looks
mine's white with green stripes, but I look super washed out. It feels like
Mine's pink and it says diamonds are always in style.
Diamonds are always in style.
Caitlin loves the bling. Last week our was it last week? Sparkle?
It was week 4 last, I think.
No, our latest one was Sparkle.
Yeah.
And Caitlin brought the bling with somebody that bedazzled everything in her house, like pickle jars to the hood of her car. Caitlin likes sparkly things.
You know what? It might be your fault because I was on Instagram, one of my late night just toilet sessions, just sitting there, and I'm just scrolling, and I get this video of this guy and his daughter, and she's literally bedazzled his whole face, but it looked good. It was sharp lines, where his beard would be.
Oh, wow.
He was bald, but it was the hairline was perfect. And I think it's probably your fault. I think that somehow
I'm so glad that we were able to add some sparkle into your life.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it really brightens up the day, adds a little bit of excitement. I think I wear more and have more sparkly or bedazzled shoes than non-sparkly and bedazzled shoes.
Wow.
Because I love shoes and I love sparkle, and what's better than combining them both?
Yeah.
I have
And I've
exactly
recently
0
found-
bedazzled shoes.
I've recently found
Not yet.
I have a whole bedazzled, and if you watch the Sparkle episode, I have a whole bedazzled Canadian tuxedo. It's like a bedazzled vest and bedazzled pants, and I also wear bedazzled shoes with it. I can't believe I didn't bring it today. I have a whole bedazzled. When I went to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, one of the girls, because I helped her with something, she bought me this jean jacket, but the whole sleeve is like netted, bedazzled, sparkly sleeves.
Huh.
It's a whole
Interesting.
moment.
It'd look
It's
great on
gorgeous.
us, I think.
Bedazzled Canadian tuxedo. So what you're saying is you're never going to give it up, never gonna
Never gonna
let it go?
let it down.
Yeah, mhm.
Or let it down?
That's right. That's right.
Oh, man.
But bum.
I will
Matt,
say,
we
the
were-
more you say the word bedazzled, it's like, that is such a funny word.
bedazzled.
Some words you just keep saying them
Zesty.
and they just sound weird, but when you, it's just funnier and funnier. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you alluded to it, Matt. We were talking about going down the music rabbit hole earlier. Like you and I totally I feel like we could sit in a living room with a CD player and just put different CDs.
Yeah.
I'm showing my age. Yes, I have a giant still collection of CDs
Aw.
because you can't find
do
it.
too.
I hate to break it
Do
to
you
you guys.
still
You
have the
can't find
player?
half of these artists on Spotify. They're just
True.
not there.
Do you have a CD player still?
I had to go buy one.
They still make them?
They still make them.
them. I will say they're starting to come back out with CDs, because just like when I was younger and like cassette tapes were not a thing, and then they came back because they were all of a sudden cool again. It's now like that's happening with CD players.
Yeah.
But, like
Absolutely.
no one in this generation currently will ever understand the fact that if you had a CD player in the car and you had the headphones, like you had to hold it level, otherwise it was going to skip. And
Oh, you had to
don't
upgrade to the
skip.
anti-skip protection ones, man.
Well, we eventually got there, but my first one I had to hold to make sure, and then you had your packet of CDs that you carried around with you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Little CD
It's-
wallets.
Yeah. It'll come back around. I mean, because I feel like in this day and age, like things from the 90s are considered like, throwbacks and they're bringing it
They
back
are.
around. So,
Yeah.
they are. Makes me feel old.
yeah.
Well, what makes you feel old is my first car had a radio and it had a cassette player, but it did not have a CD player in it. So I had that nice
first car, same
anti-skip CD player, but I had that
Oh, yeah.
janky thing that you put in the headphone jack and then put the cassette into your cassette tape deck in
That's
the
what I
car
had too.
and play
Yep.
it so you could play it through your speakers.
Yep.
And it's skipping,
I
so you're
had-
smacking it as you're driving, trying not to run off the road.
See, I had my first car was a Chevy Cavalier, no AC, crank windows, and it had a cassette player and a radio. And in order for me to play music that I wanted to listen to on my phone, it had the fancy cassette tape with the little aux cable so that I could connect that to my phone, so I could use my phone as the music through the cassette player of the car.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, one could say that I am grateful and I have gratitude for modern technology. It's funny, my dad. Fun fact about me: a couple years ago, we sold everything. My family and I sold our house, sold everything we had, bought a big dually truck, big fifth wheel RV, and we drove around the country for about 2 years. Awesome! I miss that truck so
Yeah.
much. It was a GMC 3500 Denali
It was an old man
with, It was totally an old man truck.
It was an
Hey.
old man truck.
It was gorgeous.
That old
It
man
was like
truck can do some work.
maroon, had brown leather interior. Oh
It
my
was a nice
gosh.
truck. I got
Heated
to
and
see
cooled
said truck.
seats. I loved that truck so much.
Man.
Anyway, I digress. The reason I'm saying this now is my dad, who is big into RVs as well, he has just recently bought himself a 2500 GMC Denali because they're buying themselves a new travel trailer and he wanted something to tow it with. And he came by the other day and I'm like, it's my birthday, Dad. So you telling me you're here to give me the keys? But I was drooling. I had a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of envy over the truck. But my father, God love him, I had to teach him and show him, or actually take that back. He figured it out. I just had to answer some questions. He finally figured out how to connect his phone to the car. They were still using old school GPS. They were still listening to like Sirius radio and the regular radio and CDs and cassette tapes. And I was like, Dad, you know you can just stream right from your phone, right? And they're just now in 2026 connecting their phone to their car. So it is what it is. I am grateful for modern technology, and I have gratitude for it. But yeah. The days of collecting CDs, I think, is the biggest thing I miss. I miss having the album art. I miss having the jewel case. I had to get rid of all of that when
the CD visor thing that was on the top of the visor of the car. You could slide your CDs in.
Well, I've got two like huge CD wallets because I had to get rid of all of my CD cases because I didn't want to pay for storage. So I transferred the cover art and the CDs to these two huge leather CD wallet things, and I have them over there. And one of these days when I don't have anything else to do, I'm just going to go through CD after CD after CD.
Yeah. I had the same thing because my first car had a CD player. And so I had a giant CD wallet that was like in the door of my car, and it had all my favorite CDs in there. I kept that one on my driver's side door because it had all the best CDs. And I used to commute to our state college back when... years ago, and I at some point must have gotten out of my car and like kicked it or something, and it fell out of my door. No! And I lost it. I don't know where. And that was like one of the worst days of my life because then I had all the CD cases here and they're all empty.
They're all empty.
I can't get myself to throw them away. But the CDs are, hopefully they went to a good home, but I was honestly in a little bit of a funk there for a while because it was classic.
I remember popping open a CD, pulling out the paper, and then like reading the lyrics so I could learn the lyrics of the music.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, and people, I guess, that are even older than us will remember vinyl records, like from when they were the only way to get your music, right? With having 8 tracks and cassette tapes. But the case and the insert was like a whole work of art. Like they put money into it, they invested in it, and like if you're a lover of art like I am, you loved that almost as much as the music. It was a whole experience, like having the CD with the art, with and then like the hidden tracks on CDs that weren't listed on the back. You'd be sitting there playing, and all of a sudden you look at the list and you're like, oh, there's 99 tracks on this thing. What do you mean there's 99 tracks on this thing? And you're sitting there listening through all 99 of those for that one track that's a secret track and not listed on the back of the CD. Oh, man, it's so good.
See, I went to an antique mall a couple weekends ago. It was Valentine's weekend. We went to this giant antique mall. It's one of my favorite things to do. You can spend all day.
Breaking news. KJ52 just followed the podcast.
Oh.
Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off there, Katelyn, but I saw the notification outside of the corner of my eye. We were just talking about this. We're going to give him a special shout out later in the podcast. Those of you that know KJ or who he is, like he's like legendary in the Christian rap scene. And he just followed us on
Look
TikTok.
At you
and
right now.
I'm kind of like,
look at you.
Oh my God. So we'll have to clip that and show it. Continue your story. I just had to breaking news. Breaking news.
Speaking of the podcast, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and that notification bell, so you don't miss us on all of the places that we are. And John can tell you all that in a second. But so I was at the antique mall. It's one of my favorite places to go. It's almost like you can buy stuff there, but it's almost like a time capsule of museum sort of. And blah, 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 blah.
Was that English?
Guess not. You guys, I'm recovering from surgery. For those of you who don't know, bear with me.
And for the record, I did offer to change the date of this recording so that she could have time to recover. I'm not some slave driver that's like, you will record. I don't care.
She signed the contract. So.
But anyway.
So, who knows what I'll end up saying or if I even remember it. Ooh. But there's this one section, this booth. So people will rent out the booths. And there's this one section that has all records. And they have a record player that you can put these headphones on and listen to. And, like, I could literally spend all day in this antique mall and then, like, spend a whole section of time just flipping through all the records and listening to them. They're really fascinating.
That's cool.
Records are fun. And, again, it's artwork as it is with anything else. So I'll throw this last little piece about CDs and then we'll move on. Do you guys ever have the opportunity to go, like, on youth retreats, like back-to-school retreat or, like, a summer youth revival or, like, a winter youth revival?
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever have... How do I put this? one of those freedom services where people were throwing things away or breaking CDs or burning
Yeah.
CDs. Like, as many times as I saw my friends growing up burning Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Rage Against the Machine and other Aerosmith albums or Black Sabbath, they have it all in their cars. They were listening to it on the way up to the retreat, even though there's no secular music allowed on the retreat. And then all of a sudden it appears out of nowhere on the Freedom Night, and they're sitting there lighting a fire in the parking lot, breaking their CDs and throwing it into the fire. I wonder how many of those albums have been burned over the years because of youth retreats.
My first ever youth retreat, John, I don't know if you were a part of or like you remember, when Brian was still at the church as youth pastor, and my first youth retreat was History Maker, I think, or
yeah,
it
I was.
Yeah.
I used to still have that T-shirt, but I definitely outgrew it many years ago. So
Brown,
it probably
like
got
history.
donated somewhere. But I think that was probably my first retreat with Brian. Shout out Pastor Brian Briggs, pastor of Destination Church in Colonial Heights, Virginia. I doubt he listens, but I know some people from his church listen. So shout out to Destination Church. But yeah, that was the youth group I was a leader in, and that Katelyn was a youths in back in the day.
Back in the day where they would be like, I will never forget the service where they had like the goldfish laying out.
That was John Cherry, wasn't it? Didn't he eat the goldfish?
I think he did, but I was more so like, holy moly, there's all those goldfish up there. Like, they need to go back in the water.
Yeah.
That was
Remember
the era of Fear Factor. So
I did that.
They used to do the Fear Factor challenges in youth group.
Yeah.
I did that just because. So I think we talked about that.
Yeah, the
We
goldfish
did.
story is legendary at this point. I believe it is episode. Is that the Friends and Family episode that you talked about the goldfish?
Maybe. It might have been the first one.
Go check out, if you're looking in the history on fun fact, we're also now on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music. So if you don't want to look at my lovely face, you don't have to. You can listen to us audio only when you're driving around. But I believe it was episode 0.5 that we released on New Year's weekend. So it's like our third or fourth episode in, if you're interested in hearing the goldfish story.
Yeah. My advice is just simply this: if you're gonna eat a goldfish, swallow it head first, so
Not tail
the scales don't go against the grain of your throat. That's
Oh,
we'll just keep it at that.
Matt.
Just a little life lesson, I guess, for you.
Matt is an unending. He's an onion. He's got
That's what I'm
layers
saying.
upon
He's got
layers of
layers.
stories to tell. Hands in people's pockets. Goldfish backwards swallowing, the explosions of
worm.
earthworms in his mouth.
Yeah.
Matt's an interesting guy.
The glow stick.
His children being ruffians, destroying glass windows in foreign countries.
Exploding glow sticks.
This makes me sound really questionable. I promise I'm a nice guy.
Matt's probably the nicest, most trustworthy person on this podcast, but he sounds like a fiend.
Don't make me laugh too hard.
Oh no, it hurts.
Anyway, so
sorry,
that was a
Katelyn.
nice plug. Caitlin, you mentioned it before. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the podcast. We are currently at 38 subscribers. We're trying to increase that and grow the podcast. Hopefully, at some point, we can buy merch. I know there's been some demand for that. We're looking, at investing in that. At some point, hopefully, have somebody do the editing for us. I do all the editing ourselves, so. Be gracious if there's editing issues and flubs. I'm not an excellent video editor. It's not my profession. It's just a hobby. But we are trying to grow things so that someday we can hire people in to help us with that and take this podcast further and farther beyond. We are, again, also now on, like we were talking about, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. Even if you're not listening to us over there, go drop a follow. You don't have to listen to us. Just drop a follow. Rate the podcast. If you watch us over here on YouTube, go rate it on whatever platform you listen to your music on. That helps us out there as well. But this week, our theme is gratitude. And I think everybody, well, Matt and I, we struggled a little bit trying to find somebody. Caitlin obviously was like, I got my person. I know who I got. But we want to do a special shout out to KJ52. I happened to follow him on TikTok on my personal account and was shocked when he followed me back. And, you know, he's, again, like I said, if you've never heard of him, he's a legend in Christian rap from early 2000s, I would say. Was probably, you know, 2000 to 2010 was probably the height of his career, maybe a little bit into the teens. But he is, he's got a little more gray in his beard now and in his hair, kind of like cool guys like me, but he's back. He's back, baby. He's making new music. He's on social media again. And on a whim, I followed him today, actually maybe 5 minutes before we started recording, and he's already following us back, the podcast, which makes me like, squee. But he does have a song that mentions the word gratitude, so I'm using that as a shameless reason to plug KJ52 as kind of a bonus content creator tonight. So let's go take a look here. KJ, again, he's back in the era of, oh gosh, who else was, like T-Bone was still doing music back then. Yeah, man. Note of Verbs, Grits, Johnny Rubonic, all those guys were doing awesome rap. I mean, nowadays it's like NF and KB. KB, is that his name? KB?
Yep.
You got Lecrae and you got Andy Mineo, kind of like the modern era of Christian rap, but this guy's a legend, and he does a lot of these just Q&A sessions, which for an old school music lover of Christian music like me, I love watching these because he's answering questions like, how come you never did anything with T-Bone, or what are your thoughts on so and so, and he kind of just gives his thoughts about those things. He even does, some of these are interviews with other artists. I think he's got John Rubin on one of these that I saw. He did a whole interview with Johnny Rubonic. I think that's John Rubin right there. But this is the song I wanted to show you guys because it happens to mention the word gratitude, so it fits in the theme because I said so. Here we go.
Okay, being unpopular. Yeah. Most of what I say goes over your head like a yarmulke. Most of what I play sounds to you like it's blah blah blah. Cause he reigns supreme up in his truth from here to Andromeda. Beyond. Man, this is rapping out for rapping's sake. I still worship God with gratitude just like it's Brandon Lake. I got so many plans with your mans that I plan to break. This is just the song plus the jam I just had to make. Stranded on this earth like Planet 8. Pick the hardest road, that's the one that I just plan to take. Yo, stand awake and you can go and let the planet quake. Cause I'm just a man, Jesus made a plan now to save. Nothing else that I just plan to chase. Nothing that I plan to face. I already done ran my race. I grab my mic and plus my walk of faith. And everything I write, I make a plan to glorify.
Well, I love it because it's that old school hip hop vibe.
Yeah.
And this guy puts it right there. Christian hip hop GOAT. That is KJ.
That's
he reminds me of someone else.
Oh, look at that young guy.
Freestyle rapping. Have you guys seen him on YouTube?
Say again?
There's a freestyle rapper on YouTube that he'll like go on those like the chat things and be like, all right, people give me like 3 words, and then he'll make a rap on the spot. His voice sounds similar to his.
Yeah, he does have. I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name. I've wanted to promote him, but unfortunately, he likes to use some wordy dirge sometimes, so I can't exactly recommend him as a family friendly content creator. But the dude is quick on the drop.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
And they give him hard words too, like hard Scrabble and Fox and whatever. And he weaves them all into a freestyle.
Yeah, that always impresses me.
Yeah, same. Anybody who can like freestyle rap and like just remember those words that rhyme, or even like the play on how you say the word to make it play off another word. It's truly fascinating.
But some of us old guys, I appreciate the new style rap. I do. I like Andy Mineo. I like NF. They're on my playlist regularly. But there's something about that old school hip hop flow that I just love when KJ always had it. One of my favorites when he was back in the height of his career, he did a parody of Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Hey there, guys. Editor John here. Yeah, KJ, I am sorry, man. I don't know why, for whatever reason, in my old brain, I thought you did Baby Got Book. I don't know why. And I guess I need to apologize to Dan Smith as well, because Dan Smith, the actual author of Baby Got Book, I think he's Momentum Church. Again, legendary song, Sir Mix-a-Lot parody. But for whatever reason, in my brain, KJ52 was the one that actually did that song. And it wasn't until after we finished recording this entire episode, I went to go look up the song, and I was like, oh no, that is a mistake. So KJ, I hope from the bottom of my heart that doesn't hurt too bad that I thought that you were the one that did that song. Doesn't change the fact that I still love you as an artist, and I think you are a GOAT when it comes to Christian rap, especially in the old school hip hop flows. Yeah, so editor's note, my apologies, guys. KJ did not do Baby Got Book. We will be doing that as a blast from the past in the very next upload. Giving credit to where credit is due, Dan Smith and Momentum Church. But KJ, appreciate you, man. I'm glad to see that you're back. Please don't hold us against me. Back to the show. And it's this whole thing. You know what? Dang it! I should have done a blast from the past. With
there
you know what? Next episode, guarantee you, we'll do a blast from the past, and I'll show off KJ's Bible. I think it's called Bible Got Back, and it's like it's a parody of Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back, and it is like, oh my God, his Bible is so big, and it goes into it. And it's so good, so good.
That's funny.
There's another two friends who sanctify secular music. And they take the secular music and they flip it to be a Christian song. Yeah. And I will have to highlight them on here one day because it's really, really good. And it's almost like, man, I wish they would actually record albums to these things, because modern day, like, pop music and things like that nowadays, I really like how the instrumentation in the background sounds, but I don't love the words that they choose to put with the sound. So, yeah.
So, yeah. Extra bonus shout out to
fun.
KJ52. Follow him on TikTok. He's back. He's making new music. We are totally going to clip this and tag him in it, especially now that he follows the podcast. Would love to have you come on the podcast at some point, KJ, and talk about what you're doing and what you're up to nowadays and promote you. I know we're a small audience, but much love, much gratitude for the music that you have put out over the years. It's something I have enjoyed, and I know it's reached a lot of people, and the gospel message has been preached through it. So props to you, my friend. Keep doing it. Keep making music. You will forever have a fan right here. So, all right. So we will move on to our other content creators here. Matt, Katelyn, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Oh, she can go first.
Ooh. Fight!
She was ready.
Katelyn was ready. All right, let's go to Katelyn's here.
I'm gonna bring it while you're bringing it up. I'm gonna bring up my chat with her because I reached out to her today, guys.
So Katelyn sent me a creator. It is at grit.gratitude3 on TikTok. It's Sam, her name. Grit and Gratitude Project, I believe is what it's called.
So she started this account. She doesn't have too many posts. And as you can see, she doesn't have too many followers, but she's working her way there. She started this on January 1st of this year.
Oh, wow.
And I went and watched all of her videos, and what she does is she tries to find something joyful, something positive in every bit of every day. And so I messaged her and asked her,
that sounds like a bright side moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I said I'd love to talk to her and promote her on the podcast. Let's see. She said, I wanted to intentionally plan fun in my normal everyday schedule and help others do the same. While having fun, I also want to be consistent with myself to reach my goals. I'm currently training for my first half marathon and have been posting about that journey as well. I just want to make sure that people have a positive corner of the internet to hang out on, and maybe they will feel inspired and go after their goals while I'm also making time for fun. It's all about balance. So I'm like, that just encompasses what we're trying to do on here. Yeah. So like, you can just pick any of her videos and something positive, something smiling, something just like will brighten up your day.
Well, this one, gratitude recap on Valentine's Day. Let's go there.
There you go.
Find something you can hold on to. Find someone who'll be there for you. 'Cause that's all that really matters in the end. Find somewhere you can call
Those shark outfits were awesome.
someone that'll die for you. 'Cause that's all that really matters in the end. It's love, love, love.
All right. Well, that looks like it's a relationship gratitude recap there. The shout out for those shark outfits. Those were awesome. I love those. Let's see. This one looks like it's a training one. Ooh.
Just living in the moment. I'm just living my life. I don't know if tomorrow is promised, but I think I'll be alright.
So even in her practicing, she's like highlighting it's almost summer. Your runs could look like this, like motivating people and trying to put a smile on people's faces.
Yeah, props to her. Like, running has never been, unless I'm
not
running
my
to the
forte.
fridge or the bathroom, or for the brief period of time I played sports. It was very
Unless
short
I'm-
distances. I am not a distance runner at all.
Unless I'm missing my flight in the Atlanta airport, or
That's the worst. Yes.
or I'm running away from a bee or a wasp. That's not about the only time you're on Cash Day running.
I like to run with a purpose. If I'm playing a sport like ultimate frisbee or something, like there's an objective to the running.
Oh yeah, it
I
has
can
to be a
get-
reason.
Yeah, I can get on board with that, but when it's just running to run, man, I really struggle.
I
struggle
did
with
like
that.
running in basketball because there was only like a max amount of distance, and then softball. I mean, the likelihood of me hitting a home run was slim. So max I'd have to run is to a base, to a base, to a base, to a base. So, and I played catcher, so I was behind home plate, didn't have
Oh,
to go very
man.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like Gimli from Lord of the Rings. Very dangerous over short distances. Now, let's take a look at her original post. Maybe it's kind of an about what she's doing here.
Hey, your art deserves to be seen. So show it off.
So I think it's just her first post of like what it is.
Yeah.
And
I
then
like
what's
her
that
vibe.
Sunset one.
Yeah.
Was sunset one up there? Up.
You ever
Pretty
come
cool.
across one of those people that is grateful for everything in their life? There's something powerful about gratitude.
Yep.
When somebody counts their blessings and is quick to find the bright side, but is grateful for what they've been blessed with. It just, there's something, it brings something else about their personality. It adds something to the room. And she seems to have that right kind of vibe for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely a
I
good
would-
one to flip your feed with.
Yeah.
I'll definitely say like gratitude and practicing gratitude is something that's changed my life, because and that's why the bright side moment impacts me so much is because if you're ever in that mental funk or in that depression or like whether it's seasonal depression or like if you've had a baby and it's postpartum depression or whatever it is, gratitude is the greatest medicine. Truly, if you sit back and you just count the blessings that God's given you or like this tiniest of moments, you could find something in every piece of every day. And even in the most stormy places of life, the messiest things, you can find something. It truly resets you. So I think that gratitude is so important because it's something as simple as, thank you for the food that I have in my cabinet. Thank you for having clean water to drink. Thank you for a roof over my head. Thank you for the friend sitting next to me. Whatever it is, once you find one, you'll find another and find another, and then it just becomes this really good habit. So I like the little gratitude project that she's doing.
It's good.
Absolutely. Were you just quoting a Forrest Frank song?
No,
Probably.
It
I
sounded
mean,
like
it probably. I listened to Forrest Frank enough that maybe like no, but no. He does have a grateful song.
So yeah, the Grit and Gratitude Project links will be in the description below. Go blow her up. If I know we
Yeah.
don't have a ton of followers, but if every single person that follows us on TikTok, where it was to go follow her, that would be over 100 people added to her account. and that would make
Hey.
a huge deal to her. So, good on you, Sam. We'll be following you and watching what comes next with what you're
Get
doing.
that half marathon.
All right.
I will.
So Matt, you ready to go on yours?
Let's do it.
All right. So with Matt,
You kind of alluded to it with what you said there, John. I know there's some people that you just come across that just they're grateful and they show kind of like just a sense of gratitude for even just the little things in life. And there's this creator, Trout and Coffee, that I've been following for years now, who I just really enjoy. He's just really artsy and creative, and I just have a real appreciation for what he does. So,
do you want to start off with his YouTube video, or do you want to try one of these shorts?
we can start off with a short. I mean, he's a videographer, I think, by trade. So he does freelance video work, and he kind of grew up like right near where I'm from, originally up in New Hampshire. I think he's just across the border in Massachusetts, but I think just a combination of just things, just I don't know, it captivates you, and I don't know, for me it kind of like transports me like somewhere emotionally. It's fun.
I just
Well,
love his
let's
blue
take a look
truck.
at the YouTube one you had me pull up. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Caitlin. You like the
I
blue
just love
truck?
his blue truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
take a
he's got
look
some
at
cool old machines.
some of his longer form here. We won't play this whole thing. It's 30 minutes long, but
Oh, we got time.
I love this type of music.
very cinematic.
I love it.
Matt's always got the coolest creators, man. I'm jealous.
He's an onion, John. He's an onion. That's what you should be for Halloween, an onion.
Yeah.
Ah, nice. Drifting through the
Oh
snow
my
in an old pickup
goodness,
truck.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to follow this guy.
Oh, he's cool. He's cool.
How do you find these people, Matt?
They find me. I don't know.
Ah, man, that reminds me of my childhood so much. I miss
That's what I'm telling you.
winters in
You
New
just
England.
got transported somewhere. Like it's crazy.
Wow. He would make the coolest home videos.
That's a Maine Coon cat, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was. Holy moly.
Life goes on when it's snowing. Still
Yep.
gotta do stuff.
He makes life seem so cool.
Yeah.
Everyone was
Okay.
talking about the big storm. First they said a foot, then it was 18 to 24, and all the way up to 3 feet, I even heard.
You know what's crazy?
And so before everything got covered by the snow, we went
The
through all
music
the
really
rocks
sets the
to
tone.
design the hearth
It
for
does.
our basement,
Absolutely.
which we were currently renovating.
Imagine if this was
I
scary
had never
music.
built the hearth before, and this project had me anxious.
Okay, I could watch this whole thing right now.
Oh, dude, I'm
Is
telling
mostly
you,
is
like,
it mostly like DIY type stuff, or is he just always
yeah,
telling a different story?
Yeah, it's a lot of DIY stuff. I really love because he just documents his life. So they have this A-frame cabin that they bought I think within the past couple of years, and they've been kind of slowly renovating it. But he's always working on projects. He's got old, pretty much all old vehicles and equipment that he's just kind of like keeps up with and maintains. But he'll also go on adventures because he just appreciates, living life in the moment too and being in the moment. So that's where like the gratitude comes in. Like he just
Does he have a schoolie too? It looks like he's got a school bus RV.
I don't think he does. I think one of his friends might.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's
But
take a
it's
look
just-
at the blue truck because Caitlin loves
Yeah.
it so much.
Yeah, old blue. Yeah, that's a cool one.
It's like a children's book.
If you haven't experienced New England fall, you haven't experienced fall. It is. Oh gosh, I miss
Yeah.
that so much, dude.
Oh wait, that VW van is his. That's his VW.
I love this. It makes me think of, I don't know, it just makes me think of Hallmark movies, and Hallmark movies make me really happy.
Yeah.
Well, he seems to have really good taste in not
Oh,
only
yeah.
picking what shots he's doing, but the music behind it.
Yeah.
Dude, like every creator you bring is like a fast follow for me. Like I just want to sit down with a cup of coffee and just watch this.
That's my goal. And that's, I think, what I appreciate about this is it kind of like it makes me rediscover some of the creators I've been following maybe for a long time. Like he's got a pretty decent following, but I mean the quality of content that he creates, I mean, he deserves a lot more love, honestly. And he just makes some really beautiful stuff that really just, it's enjoyable to watch. A lot of times it can be informative, and then just, I don't know, it does something to you emotionally. Like it just makes you feel happy. So
I gotta watch
good
one more.
storytelling is like such a skill. Like not everyone has it, and he sure does.
It truly is. I get like Wes Anderson vibes from this guy.
Yeah. There's glimpses of that for sure.
Oh, Matt,
You want to go for a walk? Yeah.
dude. Like when my wife asks me if I want to go for a walk in Florida, the answer is 99% of the time no. But if
Yeah.
it looked like that outside,
Yeah.
absolutely yes.
Let's go.
Please.
It just
Nice
makes
flannel
you-
shirt and some boots
Yeah.
and jeans and a hat and a cup of coffee. That's
Yes,
all
sir.
I need.
It just makes you like sit back, and even though we're in our own houses and y'all are in the hot state of Florida, it makes you sit back and look at that view and like, wow, what
Yeah.
an amazing God we have to have
Yeah.
created such beautiful places and things. And man, it makes you wish you could travel all over the world and experience them all.
Yeah, there's definitely been a few moments of watching his videos in particular, and like I've got Google Flights pulled up on my other screen. Like, how much would it cost right now to fly up there just for a quick trip?
Yeah,
Say-
right now it's just wet and cold, and
Yeah.
it's starting to. It's that period of time where everything's just dirty and
Well, I will say my Nana, again, shout out to Nana. I know you're watching.
yeah, Nana.
So this is for you. She sent me a video. It was kind of like her bright side moment because she's been following along, and
Love
she
that.
she was sick of using the snowblower, or the snowblower. So what she did was she went in the shed and she got out her leaf blower, her backpack leaf blower, and started blowing out snow with that, which is, I don't know, it was a lot more fun. But
Your
she's-
Nana sounds
they're-
like she rocks.
yeah, she's awesome. But she just they're about to get hit, I guess, with another snowstorm. So it's like,
Wow.
it's still snowing
The
consistently,
depth
and
of winter.
I was looking
Speaking
at
of-
flights to go up there, but
To prove the conversation slightly random, but since y'all are talking about up north, from the team trip that I went on, there was her name's Jenna, came from New Jersey, never had country cooking, never had anything, and I sent home biscuits with her because her mom and dad had never tried like a good southern biscuit, and so when y'all are talking about up north and like all the things, like there's just, I'm amazed at how many things that like people up north have not gotten to experience of the things down here.
yeah.
And anyways, they loved the biscuits, which was really cool. That now they want me to overnight biscuits to them in New Jersey.
I've never
But
met
they just
anybody
got a
that's tried
blizzard.
Southern cooking and not enjoyed it. Like, yeah, I don't care
Yeah.
where you're from. They're like, ooh, it's good
They
stuff.
they got a blizzard in New Jersey, so I'm assuming that she got some of that snow that happened up there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm from the land of macaroni, salads and casseroles.
Well, and just meat and potatoes, man. It's
Yeah.
the healthy, hearty stuff that sticks
Yeah.
to your bones. So
Yeah.
Trout and Coffee. He does have an Instagram as well. We'll link that below. But yeah, this is going to be a quick follow for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and for sure. That's awesome. And one thing I will say as we transition from that, like, my wife used to always make fun of me because I grew up in Atlanta, born in Colorado, but I had to spend several years of my childhood in New England. That's where my sister was born, in Massachusetts. So I remember New England falls and winters. My parents are both New Englanders. My dad's from Maine. My mom's from Vermont. Right, so it's definitely in my blood, French Canadian, all the way back, both sides. Right. And so, my wife used to joke when we were getting married that, she was the black sheep of the family because she was marrying a Yankee, somebody from north of the Mason-Dixon line, and how she'll never cross that line and go up north and this, that,
Oh,
and
no.
the other. But when we sold everything and traveled around the country, something that I fundamentally believe, and it was proved true, is that Americans are people, and we are all the same no matter what part of the country we're from. Yes, we have different environments, we have different cultures, we have different backgrounds, but the heart of America, what makes us great as a nation and the people, it's really more of a difference between city living and rural living.
Yeah.
It's not so much different states, to be honest with
Yeah.
you, because even when we were out west in the land of fruit and nuts in California, we still found good people. Farmers, hardworking people. And when we were in Oregon and Washington, we found people that we could relate to and connect with. And I've almost got her there. I've almost got her convinced to go to New England with me one of
come
these
on.
years to experience. That's the
Yeah.
one corner of the U.S. that we didn't get to travel to. It was the lowest on her list. She was like, I'm not
there's-
going anywhere near it.
She's got to do it. There's so much history there, and it's beautiful.
And it's so beautiful if you go at the right
Yeah.
time of year. And,
Yeah.
you know, yes, New Englanders have a reputation, especially if you're from Boston or New York City. You know, that they have a reputation of being a little abrupt and brusque. But that's just the way things are. I always like to say, with a New Englander, you know where you stand at
Yeah.
all times. With a
Yeah.
Southerner, they'll smile to your face and stab you in the back. Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah.
My aunt, she lived in Manhattan for the longest time, and we would go up to New York City every year for forever. She actually worked in the Twin Towers and was not working that day. She was in the harbor that day, taking my grandparents around.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so she got to see that happen in the harbor on her sailboat. But yeah, so I learned through her as many years as she lived in New York, and then going to New York, what it's like to meet people way up there. But I had learned something about you, John. I didn't know that you were born in, what'd you say, Colorado?
I was born in Colorado, Fort
Wow.
Collins, Colorado, and then lived several years up in Massachusetts, 2 different places in Massachusetts.
I guess
And
I'm
then
boring.
when I was middle school, we moved to Georgia, and that's pretty much where I grew up. No, it was elementary school. Last year of elementary school was when we
I'm
moved to
about
Georgia.
30 minutes from where I was born, and
That's
I've been here
wild.
my whole life.
Same with Amy.
wild.
She had lived pretty much her entire life in that one area of Virginia until we packed everything up and moved away.
Wow.
You know, I'm from all over, and it
Yeah.
just there's an itch. Like when I stay in one
Oh, yeah.
place too long, it doesn't
Yeah.
feel right. I spent
Yeah.
20 years in Virginia. I have to say that I spent most of my life in Virginia, and that's not something I would ever say.
Virginia.
I will say, just to cap off what you said, just about just the kind of common ground between us as Americans. There's a creator that I followed also for a long time, and you probably heard of him. And I've kind of been waiting for the right moment to bring him up here, so I might still in the future. But Peter Santinello.
Yeah, all right. I knew exactly who you were gonna
Yeah.
say. I
No,
love
man,
that dude.
I love that guy, and that's kind of like my heart too. Is just I love having conversations with people, and so Peter Santinello, he literally does that. He goes all over the country in the most random spots, and just finds a local person, starts up a conversation, and ends up like connecting with the right people, and gets a tour of a place that like none of us would normally get to see or experience.
That's cool.
He just did a whole series here in Florida.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
How cool would that be? That is your job.
Yeah.
He made it. You know what's fun? He's from Burlington, Vermont. I don't know if
Yep.
you ever saw that episode, but that's where my mother's from. So it was a little connection
Okay.
there that I was like, oh, cool. He's
That's
from
super
Burlington.
cool.
It's
And when he was
crazy
walking around Burlington, I was like, oh, I've been there. I've walked on that
Yeah.
street. I know that place.
That's awesome.
It's funny, John, how like your parents are from up north, and like y'all been all over, and then y'all are back both in the same state.
Oh, well,
It's crazy.
again, friendly advice from an old dude. Never tell God no. And never. Because he'll be like, okay, you bet. Here we go. I used to say I would never live in Florida.
Wow.
So when we lived in Georgia, we used to spend our vacations down in Florida because my grandparents lived down here, and they lived in Central Florida, where the villages are a little bit. They weren't in the villages; they were outside of the villages. But it's pretty much the furthest you can get from anything fun in Florida.
I don't know. I
It's
hear
just-
the villages are popping now. So.
Well, yeah, it's a whole other kind of STD capital of the world. But parents, cover your kids' ears. Do not buy a loofah when you're in Central Florida. Anyway, but I used to. It was always so hot It was always so like everything was biting and stinging, and it just I hated Florida. I hated it with a passion, and I always said never living in Florida.
Never say never.
And guess
Justin
where I
Bieber
am.
sings that song.
Hey,
I've lived here for I think this is our 4th year here.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
our
it's
4th
been
year in
that long
Florida
already.
already. So,
Hey,
but
you met Matt.
I met Matt. Well, the funny thing is, again, never tell God no, because when you get truly honest about following where He's leading you, He's going to lead you to places that you never thought you would go. And one of those was here in Florida. But I can honestly say with my whole heart, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. For my family, for myself, the church that we're connected with, the school that
You
both my kids are
Floridian
connected
man,
with.
you.
It's well, it is the free state of Florida, so there is that bonus there, Virginian or Virginiafornia.
Oh no.
Not praying for you guys.
Thanks. We need it. We need it.
I know Zach's probably chomping at the bit trying to figure
Oh,
out how to get out of that
yes.
state.
Hey man.
Wow.
Yes.
But we're staying away from politics, right? This is not the podcast for that. Digress.
I don't even know what that word is.
Moving on.
I don't like the weather here, y'all. I just don't like the weather.
So my creator, it's kind of along the lines of what Matt was doing. I had a hard time finding one, so I picked one that I am grateful for and I want to express gratitude for. So one of the things that God asked me to do this year, new that I haven't ever done before, was teach a class on the New Testament at our church. And I was scrambling for resources. I couldn't find one that I really liked, so I decided to make the curriculum myself. But one of the things that I use as the backbone of my curriculum, because I just don't have enough time to go over everything in my class in the short amount of time I have every Wednesday night, are videos on YouTube by this organization called StreetLights. If you've ever heard of the Bible Project, they work closely with the Bible Project.
Okay.
And what they are is they're a group of creators. They're based out of Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. And they take... their whole goal is to make the Bible easy to understand in multiple different languages. They had a whole project where the videos that I use where they take each of the books of the Bible and they do a whole graphic explainer. And I'll show you a clip of that here in a second from Romans. But they've done audio books for every book of the Bible. And it's not just a boring AI voice or just somebody reading in monotone. It's got kind of like a lo-fi hip hop background music behind it. And the guys, when you hear them talk, they kind of have a Chicago hip hop street type voice. And it's very urban feeling, but it's fresh, it's modern, it grabs your attention. Their graphical style, the graphic design of their projects is out of this world. And I just want to show appreciation and gratitude for them and what they're doing. If you have money to invest, they're always looking for investors because they're a nonprofit.
Since they
And their
work with
goal, go ahead.
Since they work with the Bible Project, is it the one that so I got Zach a Bible for Father's Day. At the top of each page is a special symbol that you scan, and there's videos and there's like things.
That's probably a
lessons.
filament Bible. Is that a filament one?
I don't remember.
Does it come with it connects them to an app with
Yes.
videos and stuff?
Yes,
And I
but
think
it's-
some of their
it's a part
stuff is
of the
there.
Bible Project. And I didn't know if some of their work was in that.
So they did. So the video that I'm going to show you here, the YouTube video that I have, this they did in conjunction with the Bible Project for the Bible Project. This one, and I'll just play it here at kind of the first couple minutes of it. This is Romans, the book of Romans in the New Testament.
Paul's letter to the Romans. It's one of the longest and most significant things ever written by the man who was formerly known as Saul of Tarsus. He was a Jewish rabbi belonging to a group known as the Pharisees, and he was passionate and devout to the Torah of Moses and the traditions of Israel. And he saw Jesus and his followers as a threat. But then he had a radical encounter with the risen Jesus who commissioned him as an apostle, like an official representative to the world of non-Jewish people called Gentiles in the Bible. And he started going by his Roman name Paul. And he traveled all around the ancient Roman Empire, telling people about the risen King Jesus, and forming his followers then in these new communities called churches. And Paul would occasionally write letters to these new Jesus communities to help them foster their faith or answer questions. And the book of Romans is one of these. It was actually written quite late in his career. Now we know from the book of Acts that the church in Rome had existed for some time, that it was made up of Jewish and non-Jewish followers of Jesus. But at one point, the Roman Emperor Claudius had expelled all the Jewish people from Rome. And then about 5 years later, all of those Jews, including Jesus following Jews, were allowed to return. And when they did, they found a church that had become very non-Jewish in custom and practice. And so this created lots of tension. So that by Paul's day...
So anyway, I could play that whole thing.
That's cool.
But what they do is they take each of the books and they go through and explain the whole thing. The major themes, the story that's being told in a way that really opens up. So the whole point of the class that I'm teaching is that context matters, right? When you read the Bible, you shouldn't just read it to read it. You should read it and understand why it was written, who wrote it, who they were writing to, and the major themes behind it and the cultural context behind the scriptures. And what they do so well is explain all of that in these, I think the longest one is a 19-minute video. And they do it for every book of the Bible. And this is what they did in conjunction with the Bible Project. So it's very likely that these are part of those apps
I think they are.
that you have. But I send
think
each
they
of
are.
these to my class. When I send them an email every week, say, hey, go watch these videos before we come to class so you can have a full understanding of what's happening. And we'll pick and choose different areas to talk about. But I am incredibly grateful for what they're doing. And I just wanted to promote them because they do an awesome job. Like I said, they also have, I think they have a clip of it here where you go to their website and they have, for free, you can download audiobooks, all of the audiobooks of the Bible being written and read by these guys with that lo-fi background.
Cool.
And
That's
so if
awesome.
you want to listen to that kind of stuff, it's right there for you to listen to. And then they do other things, like they do little profiles of different people. Like this one's about Ananias.
Today we're going to be talking about a man who chose faith and obedience over fear. Seizing the moments God gives us is essential for the growth of our faith and the growth of his people. Ananias was thrown into biblical and church history when he was called by Jesus in a vision to take care of the person he most feared, Saul. Before he met Jesus on the road to Ananias' city, Damascus, Saul would have gladly imprisoned, tortured, and even killed Ananias. And now Ananias was being called to care for him. He was fearful, and he had expressed this fear to God after receiving his instruction.
Anyway, I don't want to take you guys to Sunday school right now, but if you want to know more about the Word of God, if you are, say, a new Christian and you haven't had the luxury that I've become recently more and more aware of having grown up in a church where I did go to Sunday school and I did have people that poured into me as a kid and told me the Bible stories and the lessons and used felt boards and flannel graphs and all that stuff and puppets and however else they were telling me these stories. This is a modern take, a fresh perspective that people can easily grab hold to, relate to, and it is so informative. And again, if you do nothing more than just follow them and promote them to other people, that's awesome. If you can support their ministry, this is one I truly believe in, because they're doing work that educates and disciples people. And that's something we desperately need in the church today. There's a lot of hype around coming to Jesus. There's a lot of emotion that comes with that conversion that happens. But unless you're connected to a good, strong church that is actively, intentionally discipling you, it's kind of hard to get a good grasp of what the Word of God says, and the stories in it and the lessons in it. And this is an awesome tool, an awesome account that you can follow that will do that, and help disciple you. If for nothing else, go watch the videos that give you overviews of the books of the Bible. It changes the way you look at what you're reading. I can't preach that enough. So
I think too, like and I can send it to John so he can link it in the description of this podcast. But there is a Bible that I have gotten my husband. I'm getting myself one because sometimes the Bible can seem very intimidating because you're reading it and you might not know how to look things up, how to understand it, and I believe their work is a part of this Bible where you have this Bible and then there's a companion app on your phone, and each page of this Bible has a little symbol at the top that you can scan, and it'll bring it up to where there is a Bible study with it, an explanation, a map, and then a animation, just like John just showed, about what's going on at that piece of the Bible that you're reading. And it's a part of the Bible Project. So I will give John that link because it's truly a really helpful tool to understand the Bible and get close to it. And I really strongly believe their stuff is in that app. So
That's cool.
So yeah, quick plug for them. And I know that was really heavy on the preaching, but it is something that is a foundation of all of our lives. And the more resources and tools I can send you guys' way to help you understand the Bible more, understand why we're fanatical about our faith, the better. So go check them out. Links will be in the description below. StreetLights, Bible Project, and then Katelyn's going to send me the link to the resources that she has there if you need to check out a new Bible. Having a new Bible with all those tools is good to have if you don't already have a study Bible. So awesome. Cool. Man, we went heavy into the faith there, didn't we? So, Matt, are you ready for your manly minute?
Let's do it.
You're going to drop some knowledge. I know I'm springing it on you. You prepared?
Yeah.
You ready? I'm going to twirl the stash.
Yeah, I've got a bit of knowledge.
Get a little
Or
something?
Maybe just some enlightenment. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Matt's Manly Minute.
So, thank you for the support, Katelyn.
We do need to get you a little fake mustache to hold up.
Yeah, honestly, I should make one. I made John a cardboard birthday hat last week. So
I need one I can hold up and be a part of the group in this little segment.
we could have an arts and crafts corner or something. No, my wife and I, we were just talking though a little while ago, just kind of about this theme, gratitude, and she was just sharing with me, I don't know if you've heard this before, and I actually, even before we got on the podcast, saw a quick reel with someone sharing the same thing. But when you are filled with gratitude and anxiety can't coexist. So I know, Katelyn, you kind of alluded to it a bit earlier too in what you were saying, but it's so profound just how impactful gratitude is. And when you choose to live a life full of gratitude for the things that you have, for the life that you get to live, for the things that God has done, that kind of replaces those other things that tend to creep in everyday life, like anxiety and worry and fear and doubt and insecurity, because you're already filled with just thankfulness and appreciation and just gratitude for where you are at in life. And I will say in my life and my wife, my family, I feel like that's something that we've truly fought to carry as kind of like our personal, I guess, attitude or just what we decide to walk in and live in, because it's easy, in this day and age to kind of play that comparison game, and even just being on social media, even just looking for creators. I mean, you see like the highlight reel of everyone's lives, and you see the cool houses and the awesome like family compounds, or like the cool just cars or technology, and it's like, man, I want that, or that would be nice to have, or golly, I wonder what they do to be able to afford that. It can easily get like kind of sucked into that just mental state. And so it's important, I think, just to check yourself, periodically, and just, I mean, for me, it's like a daily thing, kind of as part of my devotions in the morning, is just thanking God and just showing gratitude and thankfulness for for just this life that he's given us, and for what we have, and for what he's done. And I think that also creates this expectation for the things that he's still going to do and the things that are still yet to come. And that becomes the focus, and not so much, the anxiety and the worry of life that naturally creeps in. So that's really it. I think this week's theme is, if anything else, it's a good reminder for me to continue to walk in an attitude of gratitude.
That's right. Attitude of gratitude.
So that's it. That's my little nugget. No funny stories to go along with that. I mean, I could probably tell some like tearjerker stories, but we'll save that for another time.
That's fine. That buttoned it up nicely, and that's been
Matt's Manly Minute.
that'll be a
Yeah,
nice
I
little
think-
clip right there.
I
Matt
think,
dropping some knowledge.
Yeah, let's go.
I tell people all the time that I work with or come close with on social media, and that is comparison is a thief of joy. If you're gonna compare anything, compare yourself from your previous day. Are you a better version of yourself than you were yesterday? Where do you want to go? Because otherwise you're comparing apples to oranges, and it's not a cohesive thing. It doesn't work. So yeah, practicing that gratitude can really change your mindset, because you could be in the very moment you once prayed for, but we're always looking for the next greatest
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and if there is a downside to living in the United States, in our society, it is that we are surrounded by so much wealth, so much of everything, that a lot of times we forget just how blessed we are.
Yeah.
And not to, prolong it, but your whole attitude of gratitude thing, it is so true. It's all about up here and what's
Yeah.
in here, right?
Yeah.
If you're like me and have those days where you're spiraling and everything just is dark and gloomy, and you're focused on the negatives, you're focused on the lack of whatever you have in your life, all it takes is that willful choice to start counting your blessings and being grateful and showing gratitude for that, and you'll be surprised at how quickly your attitude changes and your perspective changes. And that's one of the beautiful things of this faith that we have is the blessings that God has poured out upon us, that we can count and we can look at and be grateful for. It births and breathes hope into your life, and it changes how you look at every situation. Starting to get a little choked up, but seriously, practice the attitude of gratitude, like Matt said. If you're having those moments where you're focused on the negative in your life, stop, focus, and start counting the blessings in your life. And I
Flip it to the
guarantee
bright
you,
side.
it will. Yeah, look at the bright side. Awesome segue to the next one. But it will change your perspective. It'll change your attitude. It'll uplift your soul. The skies will part, the light will come down, the hope will, anyway. I gotta make it goofy, right?
Can y'all hear, just to if anybody wants to smile or laugh for a moment, can y'all hear my youngest one whisper daddy in the background?
I don't know about whispering. I hear something going on.
No, I hear
well,
my baby's
that's-
crying.
That's Matt's kids. I have one literally in the room next to me, because apparently he had to go potty, and all of a sudden I hear him going, Daddy, Daddy. Because he just gotta be quiet because I'm on the podcast. So he's going across the house, Daddy, I'm done.
I do not miss those days.
I'm gonna choose to have gratitude that my oldest kids can wipe their own butts now, because I don't miss that.
So I keep hitting mute because I don't want you guys to hear that, but I just hear him going, Daddy.
I'm done. All right, you want to do the bright side, Katelyn?
Sure.
All right, let's hit that button. Okay, here we go.
Such a jam. All right, so
My eyes are being
today's-
assaulted by pink at the moment.
Isn't it great? Today's bright side is very simple. I don't have anything elaborate. So I could be all doom and gloom and frustrated and moping around because I'm in pain, but instead I am practicing gratitude, and I'm grateful because for those of you on the podcast who do not necessarily follow me on social media know me and my husband, it's a hard time for us to have kids. We are blessed with 2 beautiful boys, and I have 2 little angels that are in heaven. But like, I've been going through lots of pain and everything. So I had a procedure done, and I am living in gratitude for the fact that they were to find what they needed to find. They were able to clear what they needed to clear, and I am good to go. And I'm happy and grateful and looking forward to hopefully another baby in the coming year or so. So I'm grateful for the modern day medicine and the wonderful doctors and nurses. And apparently, when I'm under general anesthesia, I just like to pray for people. So
It could be worse.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
I was hoping for some funny. I was hoping for some funny stuff. Like maybe I talked about the podcast or like go follow me on social media. No, I just like to pray for people. Really.
Awesome. Well, and if you guys have something that you want to share with us that is the bright side of a not so bright situation sometimes, make sure you go ahead and share it below in the comments and use hashtag #BrightSideMoment. And we will, we're trying to gather those stories together and hopefully be able to do something here in the future, shining a light on all of those bright side moments, because you can always find the bright side. So, all right. And that was The Bright Side with Katelyn. Alrighty then. This good news, Katelyn. I know that's something that you and Zach have been praying about and chasing after for quite some time, and we're excited for you. I'm done. Two is more than enough for me. I'm good. I got a boy and a girl. Good to go.
See, you got one.
Never
of
say
each.
never.
Matt.
Well, Matt can
You
only
got
make
one of
boys, so.
Apparently, I so far only we can too. But like I just keep telling myself the Lord says I can't afford a girl. Maybe that will change. I need a little me. I need to do hair, nails, all the things, and having nieces is just not enough.
Yeah.
So, but if I don't and I have a healthy baby boy, or if I only have 2, you know, I will just get to keep all the girly things for me.
Yeah.
So.
Or grandkids. You know, who knows? Grandkids come
We're not
along
even
at some
thinking
point.
about that. We're not even
Hey,
thinking about that.
you start
It's
getting up
way
in the
over.
40s here, you know, hey, you
No, I
start
think-
hearing whispers of what is your grandfather name going to be, and you're like, shut your mouth. I am not that old yet.
But now that
I
you mention
pray
it,
for
though.
I pray for the good Lord to come back before I ever have to deal with that, because I don't know if I'm ready for my kids to find a woman, because I don't know if they'll ever be.
Oh,
you
Amy,
know.
it's as different of an experience as, you know how everybody tells you you don't know what it's like to be married until you're married, and then they tell you don't know what it's like to be a parent until you're a parent, and you guys obviously know the difference there. Like you really don't understand it until you're living it. You don't understand what it's like until you have kids that are growing into adults, and it is a whole other different experience. I'm
Yeah.
kind of walking through it, and I'm good. Like, I'm ready to boot them out the door, even though I know the world today is a little different. I'm okay with them being here. I love you, Bella. I love
they're not
you,
listening,
Isaac.
right?
Yeah, they're not listening. They don't watch the podcast. What are you talking about? It's the dad's thing. They don't do that.
Hey, you should like drop a little nugget in the podcast. And like say like, if you hear this, you will get X, Y. I'll give you a full tank of gas if you hear this.
Whoa.
Listen. But it expires before the next episode comes out. So then if they don't listen to it, oh well, SOL on them.
Well,
man.
I mean, so Amy's having a little bit more of a difficult time with it, especially with Isaac, because Isaac, he's a junior, getting ready to go into his senior year. Shout out if he is listening to this, props to him. He got accepted into a prestigious program over the summer, shooting after his goal of going to the university that he wants to go to, and we are extremely proud of him. I don't want to share too much information until after it's passed, because, you know, security and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, we're extremely proud of what he's doing, but he's growing up. And the other day he decided to go to a different church for youth group with his buddy from school, and he called my wife and informed her he was going somewhere. He didn't ask. He told. And that really messed her up. She was like, what? I'm like, he's 17. He's okay to do that. That's fine. He's going to church. It's all right. You know? And it's like, but he didn't ask permission. And I'm like, he's 17. Like, I was 17. I was running all over the place. My parents had no idea where I was. But anyway.
Sorry, Mom and Dad.
Sorry, Mom and Dad. Life was different. Back, you know, when I had to walk through the snow backwards, shoeless, to get to school. But anyway, I digress. Yeah. It's an experience that will come. And for the record, in case anybody's wondering, my grandpa name's going to be Papa John. Just saying.
Papa John. Yes.
I can't let it go. I can't let it's going to be Papa John. So
let's go. Oh, that's good. Man, I wish I had a cool name I could call myself. Awesome.
So, you know, you could be lucky, like Amy's father, he started out as grandpa, and then one of the nieces, when she was born, couldn't say grandpa and ended up saying Paca. And that's the one that stuck. So he is Paca to everybody now.
That's pretty
So
cool.
You could get a unique one there, Matt. Yeah.
My kids came up with some interesting ones. So like when Jackson was little, Zach and I call each other babe. That's our like nickname to each other. Well, Jackson just thought that was everybody's name. So he would go around and anybody he saw, he'd go, hi, babe. Hi, babe. What stuck with one particular person. So there's one particular person in our family whose name is Babe. And then he calls my sister, because the firstborn always ends up naming everybody. So like my older sister, her name is Bika. And then my younger sister, her name is Faddison. Or Fassy. It just depends on the day. And her name is Madison. So like... my mom's name
and
is
she
Baby.
is the furthest thing from fat, so that's the funny part.
No,
like...
yeah, but
Madison is not fat.
Yeah, so they I think it's primarily Faddison, Fadison.
Oh, Faddison. Okay, I heard Fattison, and I was like, that doesn't fit Madison.
Yeah, both my sisters are taller than me and skinnier than me. Like we don't look like sisters at all, but I look like the older one, and I act like the older one. Love you guys, but
for years I thought she was the oldest.
Yeah.
Of the three.
Although my older sister came and she did me a solid today. Shout out to you, Becca. I called her and I said, hey, Mom can't go get Jackson today. Can you go pick up Jackson? Because I can't drive today. And so she went and picked him up, brought me some food, and then she left. So it was like she did a older sister duty today. So shout out to her.
Becca's got an awesome heart. So.
Yeah, she does.
That's good.
All right, so we are at... We thought we were going to have a quick one. We're actually at an hour and 15 minutes in.
It feels like it went quicker today, though.
Yeah.
We're just getting better at talking to each other, I think is really what it is. We're getting more comfortable.
I thought that this was faster today.
Nope. That's the medicine you're on. Katelyn's high right now. No. Anyway, I think it's time to pick next week's topic. What do y'all think?
Let's do it.
All right. Okay. So the Wheel of Wonder, Turid topics. We are down to 40. So we're slowly chipping away at it. And let's see what we got. It's time to spin that wheel. I really wanted hugs. And I was going to be okay with smiles. But Serenity? Am I going to have to do like a Firefly creator? Is it?
I thought we were done with all the hard ones.
Serenity. Matt's got this one in the bag. Half of his creators that he follows are serene and calming and quiet. It's the sweet serenity of Matt.
Mine are none of that. Mine are none of that.
Oh, man. All right. Serenity. Interesting.
Going a deep dive here.
So that's next week's podcast. That will be episode 13.
Wow.
Serenity. And, yeah. So, any closing thoughts, guys?
I have no thoughts. I left it all on the field.
I'm grateful for you guys.
Oh,
thanks. Okay, I take it back. I'm grateful for you guys.
I have gratitude
you
in the fact that you guys are still hanging in there doing this with me.
I love it. I wouldn't miss it.
Sick kids and
Obviously, I'm
surgeries,
not-
baby.
Yeah, here we
Through
are.
6 kids, there's a song in there somewhere. Through sick kids and surgeries.
Just call up Brandon Lake. It's the next hit after Gratitude.
Oh
It's okay.
man,
Forrest Frank will turn this into a song some way. He did Lemonade. He did Thankfulness. Yeah, he could do it.
True.
that is
God's
absolutely
out my
true.
back.
We'll get him on the podcast soon.
Please, that'd be awesome.
I know he's watching.
So yeah, you too, KJ. You know, so I will have to remember. I'll put a little note here. Pretend writing a note. That we will do a blast from the past and highlight the baby got back parody that KJ was infamous for back in the day. If I can find a clip for it, I'm pretty sure it's still online. But other than that, shout out to all of the friends of the podcast. Thank you guys for supporting. If you're not already subscribed, please, what are you doing? Why have you watched us for an hour and 20 minutes now and you're still not subscribed? Do us a solid, subscribe, hit that like button, smizzack, that notification bell. Follow us on Spotify podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. And if you have the time, clip some of these things that you find is awesome and share them out on social media. Tell your friends about us. Yes, we're weird. Yes, we love Jesus. But again, we're trying to help people flip their feeds. And I know I've heard testimony from several people at this point that they're enjoying what we're doing. And it has helped them personally. And that makes every single second of this worth it. So anyway, much love to you guys from us. Jesus loves you. Remember that. If you ever want to talk about him, feel free to DM us. We'll be happy to talk to you about him at any moment, any one of us. And on that note, I do believe we out. Peace.
Light mode, turn that frown around. Bright side vibes bouncing all around. Hopes bursting out, laughter everywhere. Packed with pure joy, we're taking you there. Light mode, wonder we bring. Good times forever, hear us sing. Feel the beat. Flip your feet.